I was trapped in an abusive marriage. It all began when I met a guy online. It started with flirtatious messages each and every day. The connection became stronger. We eventually exchanged numbers and started FaceTiming each other. I would be lying if I said I wasn't falling in love with him. He made an impression on me, with lovely compliments and kind gestures. When I saw him for the first time, he was even more handsome than I expected. His physique? Wow! We expressed our desires to be together, but the problem was he was living in the UK. I wasn't searching for a long-distance relationship. I wanted someone local. There was a 10-year age difference between us. I was only 20 years old, but he wasn't put off by that. He was a property developer and he wanted me to come visit him in the UK. I told him that I couldn't because my family was depending on me. My mother wasn't well. And my papa, well, he was serving time in prison for the attempted murder of a judge's son, who tried to assault me at the age of 18. If it wasn't for me, my papa wouldn't be in jail. So I felt obligated to my family to put food on the table as the eldest. I studied law in school, and I was working as an apprentice for a small law firm. It didn't pay a lot, but it was enough to put food on the table. I wasn't surprised when he decided to come visit me in Lithuania. I introduced him to my family. My mother loved him. I got pregnant with his child, and we decided to get married and move to the UK. I was surprised to see how massive his house was. With an indoor swimming pool, he promised to support my family back in Lithuania and help me pursue my dreams of becoming a lawyer. It sounded good to me at the time, but now I feel trapped by it. From my experience, in life, there's always a price for everything. One evening, we had an argument over something silly. I called him an a-hole. I was 8 months pregnant at the time and he punched me in my stomach. My water broke and he was panicking. He apologized and begged me to lie to the ambulance staff, telling them that I had fell in the shower. The pain was unbearable. I felt like I was going to die. They had to take my child prematurely through C-section. In the midst of my agony, he came to my bedside and reminded me that if I said anything, he wouldn't be able to support my family back home. I had lost so much blood, and the doctor said I was very lucky to be alive, yet his only concern was me keeping my mouth shut. That was just the beginning. I took our daughter to a park after school, and while I watched her playing in the play area, I was having an innocent conversation with a male parent from Lithuania. We were speaking in Lithuanian, as he didn't speak English very well. And I know how that feels sometimes. When my husband came to meet us, he saw us talking. He did not look too pleased. When we got home, he accused me of flirting with the guy. He grabbed me by my hair and he dragged me up the stairs. I can remember my daughter holding on to him, screaming, "Stop, Daddy! Stop, Daddy!" But that didn't matter to him. It didn't end there. He held me by my neck in a choking position, with my head over the banister, and he made me apologize, promising to not disrespect him in public ever again. He became a monster overnight, and I lost all feelings towards him. I had no desire to make love anymore. When we did, I closed my eyes and I pictured home. I felt so trapped. If I left, my family wouldn't get the support he had been giving. I had no family around to talk to, and the friends I had were his friends, whom I had met through him. I didn't know what to do. I was invited to an interview with a law firm to work as an apprentice, and he told me that I was forbidden to attend. He said I didn't need to work and sold me the dream, but it turned out to be a nightmare. I defied his order, and I went to the interview, and I ended up getting the job. I didn't know how to tell him, so I waited until he was on a lad's holiday weekend with his friends. When I told him, he wasn't happy at all. He said that when he got back that he would deal with me, and hung up the phone before I could say another word. I tried to call him back, but he didn't pick up. For that weekend, I was so scared. My daughter saw me crying and said, "It's okay, Mummy. The monster's not here yet." That really touched me. She had heard our conversations, witnessed him abusing me on so many occasions, and knew that I referred to him as a monster. Then and there I knew I had to do something. Before then I had accepted the situation, not seeing a way out. But there is always a way out. I refused to make my daughter grow up thinking it's okay to be treated in that way. So I decided to go back to Lithuania before he returned. I called the law firm that had offered me the apprenticeship, and to my surprise, when I informed them that I was going back to Lithuania, they told me they had a sister company in the capital of my country, and they offered me the position there instead. Over the 7 years of horror, I managed to save up some money. I moved to the capital with my family, rented out our house, and it was like a burden lifted off of my shoulders. I hope my story inspires someone or reminds someone that there is always a way out. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more true life stories. It's free to subscribe.